聖夜の大勢
祈りは終わった。
Last time on Tokyo Revengers, Manjiro, the leader of the Tokyo Manji gang, stood face to face with the vicious Taiju, leader of the Black Dragons. Manjiro stands there, puzzled, wondering what is going on. Suddenly, he catches sight of the unmistakable uniforms of the Black Dragon members. Takashi, filled with guilt, admits to breaking the truce and starting the fight. Manjiro then states that his brother noticed the sound of Takashi's bike, and later Keisuke states that only Takashi's bike purrs so sweetly. Manjiro states that his brother and Keisuke led him here, causing Takashi to wonder what is he talking about. As Manjiro confronts Taiju, he questions why he's interfering, expressing that all he wants is to ride with his crew again. He further adds that if Takashi dies, it will only cause sorrow to his brother and Keisuke. Just as the tension between them builds up, Takemichi recalls Tenta's warning that Manjiro is currently vulnerable and won't last long. Kazutora's earlier remark about Manjiro changing and losing trust in his friends also flashes through his mind. Without warning, Taiju throws a punch that knocks Manjiro to the ground, leaving everyone in shock. Taiju breaks into laughter, proud that he has defeated the invincible Mikey. Takashi rushes towards Taiju, but quickly halts in his tracks when he sees Manjiro getting back up and announcing that prayer time is over. Seishu advises Manjiro to avoid fighting Taiju since he is no match for him. Seishu reminisces about his release from South Kanto Reform School, only to discover that the 9th generation of Black Dragon has already met its demise. Hajime, his trusty friend, patiently awaits him and breaks the news that Tokyo Manji Gang has obliterated Black Dragon. Seishu's heart sinks at the realization that his once great gang is no more. However, his fiery determination to revive the Black Dragon reignites as he refuses to accept its demise. Hajime, well aware of Seishu's unyielding spirit, warns him that things have changed and the people who had once urged him to lead are long gone. Nevertheless, Seishu remains unfazed and pledges to resurrect the gang even if he has to do it alone. He believes in the legacy of Black Dragon and is willing to go to great lengths to see it flourish once again. But then, Hajime drops a bombshell, disclosing that a formidable opponent roams the halls of their school. He suggests that with Seishu's strength, they may stand a chance of reviving the once mighty gang. This news sparks annoyance in Seishu as he feels that Hajime is belittling his power. In response, Seishu boldly proclaims that if he can defeat this opponent, then he already possesses the strength to revive Black Dragon. Hajime leads Seishu over to Taiju, who appears determined to beat him and show no interest in adding him to his team. However, Seishu sees this as an opportunity to prove his worth and challenges Taiju, having never experienced a loss before. As the two face off, Seishu realizes he may have finally met his match in Taiju, who exhibits a level of strength far beyond what he expected. Despite the defeat, Seishu shows respect for Taiju and acknowledges him as the boss. Taiju, impressed with Seishu's fighting spirit, agrees to rebuild Black Dragon and recruits both Seishu and Hajime to serve under him. To kickstart their new venture, Taiju even produces the funds needed to purchase new Black Dragon uniforms. Taiju confesses that he unleashed his full strength on Manjiro, but it appears that it was not enough to take him down. Takemichi, on the other hand, is not convinced that Manjiro stands a chance and believes that he has not yet overcome the pain of losing his loved ones. However, Manjiro puts a stop to the speculation and declares that Taiju's blow was nothing but his own punishment. Suddenly, in a flash, Manjiro springs into action and kicks Taiju, sending him crashing to the ground. The spectators, including Seishu and Hajime, are left in utter shock and disbelief at the outcome of the fight. As everyone tries to process what just happened, Manjiro goes on to share a heartwarming story about how he spends Christmas with his brother and Keisuke. He pulls out Keisuke's charm and explains that whenever he rides his brother's bike and wears the charm, he feels like he is with them both. Takemichi has a sudden realization that Manjiro values mementos and has not lost his mind. Manjiro adds that everyone he cares about resides in his heart, which is why he can summon such great strength. With this insight, Takemichi comes to the conclusion that Manjiro will be okay and will not succumb to darkness. As Taiju stands up, his voice ringing out with determination, he makes it clear that this fight is far from over. Urging Hajime to take action, he demands that the 100 people be brought in, knowing that Manjiro is waiting for them. Taiju is resolute, his eyes filled with fire as he declares that he won't be losing to anyone. Despite the daunting challenge ahead, Manjiro remains steadfast in his beliefs. While he acknowledges the power of the Black Dragon, he knows that they won't be the ones to create a new age. In his opinion, they lack the heart and soul required for such a feat. Instead, he has faith in Taman, confident that they will be the ones to lead the charge towards a better tomorrow. As Taiju's anger boils over, he demands to know where Hajime's soldiers are, but Hajime can only shake his head in disbelief, admitting that they have lost. Before we continue, take a moment to answer the question of the day. What is your opinion on Taiju as a villain? Comment down below for a chance to be shouted out. Now, back to the recap. Taiju's world crumbles around him as he falls to his knees, unable to comprehend what has just happened. Meanwhile, Ken sits on the church stairs, victorious yet pensive. He wonders if the others are finished with Taiju. As Takemichi and the rest of the group prepare to face off against 100 soldiers, their nerves are on edge. Suddenly, Ken bursts into the room, his curiosity piqued by their tense demeanor. Taking a quick survey of the situation, Ken informs Manjiro that all the men outside have been defeated, including Taiju, who lost his men and will to fight after being bested by Manjiro. Relieved by the news, Manjiro proclaims that the Black Dragons are no more, eliciting cheers from the crowd as they celebrate Taman's victory. Looking outside at the defeated soldiers, Takashi acknowledges that the strongest beasts on the battlefield were none other than Manjiro and Ken. Breathing a sigh of relief, Takemichi is grateful that Christmas has passed without any casualties. However, as the adrenaline fades, he collapses from exhaustion. Thankfully, Takashi is quick to come to his aid, carrying him on his back. Reflecting on the battle, Takashi acknowledges that their victory was largely thanks to the efforts of Manjiro and Ken, yet he knows that Takemichi is the true hero of the day. Seishu informs Taiju that they are finished even though they had a pleasant dream. Despite the disappointment, Taiju is left pondering what Hajime plans to do next. Hajime reassures him, stating that he will stick by Taiju's side no matter what. As the others depart, Hakai and Yuzua remain with Taiju. Inquiring about Taiju's first defeat, Hakai asks him how it feels. Hakai acknowledges that Taiju will recover quickly, but he and Yuzua will never submit to him again. Hakai concedes that trying to kill Taiju was a mistake, but as long as Taiju keeps harming his family, he will continue to fight. As Hakai departs, Yuzua imparts a warning to Taiju, stating that if he doesn't change after this, he is a fool. Yuzua then opens up about their mother's death and how Taiju never spoke about it, blaming himself and isolating himself. Yuzua also confesses that she felt alone and hated Taiju so much that she wanted to kill him, yet she still loves him. As Takemichi gradually opens his eyes, he finds himself seated on the back of Manjiro's bike, feeling the wind blowing through his hair. Suddenly, Manjiro's voice breaks the silence, cautioning Takemichi to hold on tight and be wary of falling off. Takemichi starts to wonder about what happened to the others, but Manjiro wastes no time in quelling his curiosity by informing him that they have already departed. Without any further delay, Manjiro steers the bike towards Hinata's residence. As they approach the destination, Takemichi's heart starts racing with anticipation, eager to catch a glimpse of the girl he has been longing to see. As they pull up, his eyes widen in amazement as he spots Hinata waiting for them. What will Hinata tell our crybaby hero? Find out on our next recap of Tokyo Revengers Season 2.